host you're seeing, it's Indu Mataji. The one that host you're seeing, it's Preeti Mataji.
Okay, sometimes 3, 4 are there. Very good. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for joining the call. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sanga Japa conference call. Please accept my humble obeisances, Preeti Vilasini Mataji. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Very good. So today, moving on to the next session. Before moving on to the next session, I would like to read Prabhupada's quote today. Today is 5th February. Letter to Gurudas on February 5, 1977. Prabhupada has written, your suggestion that the devotees visiting Vrindavan engage in preaching and chanting and not in gossiping is very good. We have sacrificed our life for Krishna's service. Where is there scope for sleeping and gossiping? You can see in my example, not a single moment is wasted. Very well. So very nice. I just remembered of Bhakti Vinod's, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was saying about his Guru Maharaj. Even if 1 minute or 1 second was there that my Guru Maharaj is not is not thinking of Krishna, so I would have not picked him as my Guru Maharaj. So I just remembered. So nice quote by Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, dear devotees, once again for joining the call. Hare Krishna, Radhika Vallabh Prabhu. Hare Bol. So I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha conference call. So today we will be moving on to our next session, that is Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya khanda, chapter 8 from verses 19 to 23, which will be given by His Grace Radhika Vallabh Prabhu. Hari Bol Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining the call and giving us your valuable time and association. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. We'll begin Caitanya Bhagavat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Jnanamirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. We are going to discuss Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya khanda, chapter 8, text number 19 to 23. This chapter is entitled The Manifestation of Opulences. Text number 19. Mora Gopya Nityananda Jani le se tumi तुम्हारे संतुष्ट हय वर दिय आमी, यदि लक्ष्मी भिक्षा करे नगरे नगरे, तथापि दारिद्र्य तोर नहीं बेक गरे। विडाल कुकुर आदि तुम्हार भाडीर, सबार आमाते भक्ति हैबेक स्थिर। You have understood my confidential associate Nityananda. Therefore, I am most pleased with you and desire to give you a benediction. Even if Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, begs alms from door to door, you will never be afflicted with poverty. Everyone in your house, including the dogs and cats, will have unflinching devotion for me. Purport: Nityananda Prabhu is completely under my protection. Since you, Srivas, know this, there is no limit to my satisfaction. If the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, who resides on the chest of Narayana, the lord of six opulences, becomes bereft of her opulences, and due to poverty begs from door to door, still, by the influence of Narayani, you will never experience any situation like need. The characteristics of devotional service to the Lord are manifest in you in such a way that the non-devotee's worries about worldly needs will never bother you. Therefore, even if Lakshmi Devi, who awards prosperity and wealth, ever experiences need, you will not experience any need. Your service propensity towards the Supreme Lord is so strong that what to speak of you and your relatives, even the domestic animals like the cats and dogs in your house, will have unflinching devotion for me. The great sage Alabandharu said, even if by the will of the Lord I have to take birth again in this material world, let me have the association of the devotees by taking birth as a dog, cat, or insect in a devotee's house. King Kulashekar said, if I get an opportunity to associate with persons who are fully engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, birth after birth, then I will not even accept liberation. The influence of the association of the Lord's devotees is such that if even low-born living entities get the slightest amount of such association, their inclination towards the service of the Lord is awakened. One Vaishnava has sung, Vaishnavera grihe yadi hitama kukura yentodiya taraitena Vaishnava takura. If I were the dog in the house of a Vaishnava, then he would have delivered me by giving me his remnants. Nityananda Samarpilu Nami Toma Sthane Sarvamate Samvara. I am offering Nityananda to you. Please take care of him in all respects. I am offering you, Nityananda, your worshipable Lord, so that you may constantly serve him. You should constantly engage in his service in all respects. This is the reverential service of the Lord, who is the predominating deity of the Sandhini potency by the pure devotees headed by Srivasa, is particularly praiseworthy. In the pastimes of Sri Gaurasundar, Sriman Mahaprabhu, who is the combined form of Radha Govinda, is served the five kinds of rasas. The sentiments of Radharani are manifested among Sri Gaurasundar's energies, such as Sri Gadadhara, Sri Jagadananda, and Sri Swarupa Damodara, as the ingredients of the Madhura Rasalila. or conjugal pastimes. But to imagine conjugal pastimes in the Audarya Leela or magnanimous pastimes is the fault known as Rasabhasa, the overlapping of transcendental mellows. The Dasya Rasa mixed with the Vatsalya in devotees such as Srivasa is a prime example of pure devotional service. This is the most cherished object for the followers of Nityananda. Worship of the Lord's energies, headed by Sri Gadadhara, is found among the followers of Srila Rupa Goswami. The devotees of the Lord see associates like Kashishwara and Govinda as situated on the platform of spontaneous dasya. Sri Ramananda and Paramananda as possessing the full manifestation of conjugal attachment covered by Sakya. And the abodes of Gauda Mandala, Kshetra Mandala and Vraja Mandala as situated on the platform of Shantarasa. Srinivasera Varadiya Prabhu Ghelagara Nityananda Brahme Sabha Nadiya Nagara. After giving this benediction to Srivas, the Lord returned home. Nityananda continued to wander throughout Nadia. Hare Krishna. We are discussing a very beautiful section from Caitanya Bhagavata. In this particular section, the core theme is the faith of Srivas Thakur in Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tested Srivas' faith by saying, that you don't know the past background of Nityananda Prabhu. You don't know from which family he comes from, which community he is from. But you are so closely associating with Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tested Srivas Thakur. And Srivas Thakur made a very profound statement. I'll read that statement. He said that even if Nityananda Prabhu goes to the, even if Nityananda holds a pot of wine, associates with women, and spoils my caste, life, and wealth, still my faith will not waver. This is a fact I am telling you. So, Srivas Thakur, when he made the statement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so pleased. He said that you have actually understood my Nityananda Prabhu. And even if Lakshmi were to beg someday, but you will never be actually bereft of any wealth. You will never be afflicted with poverty. And everyone in your house, including the dogs and cats, will have unflinching devotion for me. This is the blessing which Mahaprabhu is giving. So we will discuss something related to the theme of faith in the beginning, because Srivas Thakur's faith in Nityananda Prabhu is exhibited here. So when we talk about faith, faith is something which is an important part of our character. Faith means like complete trust or confidence in something. So every aspect of our life, we cannot function without the element of faith. Whether we travel or any bus, or whether we when you go to the office or anything. So in our life, initially we put our faith in the parents. Especially it starts from our faith in the mother. And for the baby, the mother is practically like a god actually. And gradually, faith in the mother, it gradually grows to the other members of the family. And then the quality of our experience in putting faith in our parents, that also affects the experience we can have in placing faith in somebody else. So out of the all forms of the faith, the most elevated form of faith is the faith in Bhagavan, faith in God. So in our life, it is relatively easy to put faith in the parents or the relatives or the friends, because we directly experience the reciprocation. They are tangible people which we can directly perceive them. But to put faith in Bhagavan, about whom we have no experience at all, it is not so easy. So although the faith in Bhagavan is not easy, but that is the best thing which can happen to the living entity. So to have faith in those things which we can perceive in this world, that is not so wonderful. And to have faith in the things which we can perceive in this world, parents, relatives, friends, that will not lead to any higher purpose in life. It will lead to some benefit in this world, but this world itself is temporary. So, and also having faith in oneself. People put faith in oneself, in one's own abilities. Even that faith is also incomplete without the faith in Bhagavan. Because without considering Bhagavan, we cannot comprehend who we are properly. We cannot fully comprehend ourselves without actually putting faith and without considering Bhagavan. Because the Jivatma is a part and parcel of Bhagavan. Amaivamsho Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatana. So when we see in the Shastras the example of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu was the most powerful person. He could defeat anybody. Sayittam Nirjita Kakup Ekarad Vishayan Priyan Yatopajosham Bunjano Natrupyat Ajitendriya. Although he had all the 4 directions under his control, but because his mind and senses were uncontrolled, he was not satisfied. Although he was afraid of his small boy Prahlad. Although
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Yes. Prabhuji has got frozen. He has left. Maybe he'll join. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare. Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
In between, connection got dropped. So if the eternal living entity, if he is investing his faith only in the temporary objects, it will be completely miserable. He will be miserable, because it's like suppose somebody wants to invest the money, but he is investing the money in some scheme or in some company which is going to in a loss. So eternal living entity, if he is going to invest his faith in the temporary objects of this world, then he will be miserable. So therefore, a really complete person is somebody who invests his faith in Bhagavan. Everybody else who invests their faith in the temporary objects or the temporary relations of this world, everybody else will remain empty and they will feel lonely. So therefore, putting faith in Bhagavan is not something, it's not a favor which we are doing to Bhagavan, rather it is a favor which we do to ourselves. Which we do to ourselves. Naivatmana Prabhurayam Nijalabha Purno Manam Janad Avidusho Karuno Vrinite Yadyajhano Bhagavate Vidadita Kaman Tachatmane Pratimukasi Yata Mukashri. Prahlad Maharaj says that when we serve Naivatmana Prabhurayam Nijalava Purna, Bhagavan has actually always completed himself. He does not need the service of others. So when we serve Bhagavan, we ourselves get benefited. Just like when we decorate ourselves, then automatically the reflection of our face gets decorated. So similarly, when a living entity serves Bhagavan, naturally the living entity will also feel satisfied. So therefore, faith in Bhagavan is not something, a favor which we do to Bhagavan, but rather it is a favor which we do to ourselves. So therefore, the only thing that brings real change in our life. So therefore, this faith in Bhagavan, faith in the Shastra must be acquired at any cost. And faith in Bhagavan practically manifests in a tangible way in faith in the Guru, the representative of Bhagavan. So the Guru is a living embodiment of Sri Krishna. Guru is the external manifestation of the Paramatma within the heart. The faith in that Guru that is basically the tangible manifestation of our faith in Bhagavan. So in one class, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj mentioned that we must understand the Bhagavan through something that transports our consciousness beyond the limitations and relativities of this world. And that is called as faith. The foundational substance of our spiritual life is faith. When we talk about the 9 stages of bhakti, although the first stage is called as Shraddha, but all the 9 stages are nothing but advanced stages of Shraddha only. Prema is also a Shraddha only, but the most advanced stage of Shraddha. So faith can transport, but that faith must be in the word of Bhagavan. So that is why Jiva Goswami defines Shraddha as Shraddha hi Shastrartha Vishwasa. Shraddha means faith in the meanings of the Shastra. Faith in the words of the Shastra. That is what is faith. So faith must be rooted in the word of Bhagavan, which is transported in this world generation after generation through the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. And then he said that so to increase faith is to come closer to God. Coming close to Bhagavan means what? It is not physical closeness, it is basically the increase in our faith in Bhagavan. So the duty of every devotee is to speak and act in such a way and live in such a way that his conduct increases the faith of other people. His faith will increase the faith of other people. His conduct will increase the faith of others. Today I was speaking to one devotee. he was telling one incident in Tamil Nadu. So one devotee got married to a lady. They have a young child, 2-year-old, proper practicing devotee, that boy. But the girl was also maybe from pious family, somewhat supportive. She was slowly taking to it. And maybe something, some quarrel in the family or something. Suddenly the girl committed suicide, uh, leaving behind the 2-year-old child. So the devotee was sharing that how it has actually, how sometimes when people either act irresponsibly or when they speak, when they don't behave properly, when such incidents take place, then how it shatters the faith in the path of bhakti. Or the devotee, he behaved in such a way that the wife committed suicide. It shatters the faith of so many people. Therefore, Maharaj said that the duty of every devotee is to act and speak in such a way, live in such a way that it will increase the faith of other people in Krishna. And so, therefore, the greatest service, one can do is that to act in such a way that we increase the faith of others in Krishna. And the greatest disservice we can do is to act in such a way that we disturb others' faith. So therefore, he mentioned that there is no greater loss than losing the faith. So we have to help each other in maintaining and increasing the faith. To lose the money, to lose the prestige, or even to lose one's health is not such a big loss. But to lose faith means disconnecting ourselves from the Bhagavan, or the possibility to reunite with the Bhagavan. So therefore, the faith must be protected very carefully. So here we see Srivas Thakur is actually putting such faith in Nityananda Prabhu. He's saying that even if Nityananda Prabhu were to go to some liquor shop or behaves with some women in an improper way, still my faith in Nityananda Prabhu will not reduce even by an iota. So once Gaur Govind Maharaj was explaining a story that said that in Navadvip there were two men, and these two men were friends in the childhood. One person was a devotee and another was a non-devotee. And the devotee thought that, oh, this person is my childhood friend, but he has no faith in Krishna and he has become an atheist. And so therefore this devotee was thinking that, oh, I must somehow take him to a sadhu. Maybe if he is given an opportunity to have the association of the sadhus, then he will come to the path of Krishna Bhakti. So therefore, he told his friend, let us go to the other side of the Ganges. In the other side of the Ganges, there are many sadhus. They are always engaged in bhajan. And if you are fortunate, then let us go to the other side of the Ganges, associate with the sadhus. Like that, this devotee friend directly told this devotee told his friend, let us go to the other side of the Ganges. We have the association. We can associate with the sadhus. But the atheistic friend was very crooked and duplicitous. See, he would always give some reason. I have no time. I'm very busy. And every time he would give some excuse or other. So the devotee friend thought that how can I take him to the other side of the river and make him associate with the sadhus? He's so busy all the time. And then, so therefore, he made a trick. He said that, do you know that on the other side of the Ganges, there is a famous theater party? Maybe some drama is going on, some famous theater party is going on. So why can you come with me? We both can go and see that drama. So the atheistic friend agreed to that. And then he came to the banks of the Ganges along with his devotee friend. But then somehow the atheistic friend, he got a sense, maybe my friend is tricking me to meet a sadhu. So then the atheistic friend suddenly said that, see, I forgot to tell you that I have a disease. As soon as I get into a boat, my head will start reeling and I start vomiting. Therefore, I don't want to get into a boat. So just wait till the summer arrives. And in the summer, the Ganges will become dry. At that time, so the devotee friend replied, oh, I tried my best. You are such a duplicitous person. Your heart is so filled with crookedness. Ganges never dries in this part of the country. Even in the summer season, there is so much of water. Ganges will never dry up. And you never want to have association of the sadhus. Like that, the devotee friend thought. So that is how people, although this others want to help somebody, sometimes people are so stubborn that they don't want to be helped. Therefore, Krishna says that Ajnascha Ashraddhadanascha Samshayatma Vinashyati Nayam Lokosti Naparo Nasukam Samshayatmana. So Krishna speaks about three kinds of people who are unqualified for transcendental knowledge: ignorant people, those who don't have faith, and those who are doubtful. And out of the three, the doubtful person, he neither attains happiness in this world nor in the next world. So coming back here, Srivas Thakur is exhibiting such a high level of faith in Nityananda Prabhu. So we see many examples in the Chaitanya Leela. We had discussed in one of the previous classes. Maybe I will not go into detail, but putting faith in Nityananda Prabhu, it can be Nityananda Prabhu is an Avaduta. Nityananda Prabhu is an Avaduta. One of the earlier purport, the meanings of the Avaduta must also be discussed. To put faith in such a personality like Nityananda Prabhu is an Avaduta, it is very difficult. But great personalities like Srivas Thakur, he is exhibiting such unflinching faith. Not only Srivas Thakur, Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami, he exhibits his faith in Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, how brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Gunarnava Mishra, did not show respect to Meenaketana Ramadas, the associate of Nityananda Prabhu. Meenaketana Ramadas could understand that, oh, this person is not showing respect to Nityananda Prabhu. That is why he is not bowing down to me. And he said, this is a second Romakarshan Sutta. Like that he said, and then he went. So, Gunarnava Mishra had faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he did not have faith in Nityananda Prabhu. So, Kaviraj Goswami said that it is better to have faith, not having faith in the other. So then at that time, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami got a dream the night Nityananda Prabhu appeared to him and told him to go to Vrindavan. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami put faith in the words of Nityananda Prabhu and came to Vrindavan. And then faith, Shivananda Sen's faith in Nityananda Prabhu. The famous story on how when there was a delay in the paying the taxes, Nityananda Prabhu cursed Shivananda Sen and his family, and then when Shivananda Sen came to meet him, Nityananda Prabhu kicked at him. But still, Shivananda Sen exhibited such exalted faith in Nityananda Prabhu. This is another instance we discussed previously. And then another example is Vrindavan Das Thakur's faith in Nityananda Prabhu. Vrindavan Das Thakur says that without the mercy of Lord Nityananda, no one can achieve Radha Krishna. Therefore, tightly catch hold of Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. Liberated souls are eligible to drown in the ocean of Sri Gaura's service under the guidance of Nityananda Prabhu. And then he said that someone may consider Nityananda a sannyasi, someone may consider him a devotee, and someone may consider him a jnani. They may say whatever they like. Even still, I would keep his lotus feet in my heart. Therefore, I kick the head of any sinful person who disregards the glories of Lord Nityananda and dares to criticize him. In this way, Vrindavan Das Thakur exhibits his faith in Nityananda Prabhu. So, various such elevated personalities, Srivas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu, the Vrindavan Das Thakur, Kaviraj Goswami, Shivananda Sen, they put their faith in Nityananda Prabhu, and the Raghunath Das Goswami. He also got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only by pleasing Nityananda Prabhu. So many examples are there. So, when we talk about faith, oftentimes our faith is actually shaken in different instances. So, let us consider some verses from the Bhagavatam where actually different devotees exhibited great faith. One of the famous verses, oftentimes I mentioned that faith is shaken when we go through personal difficulties. So Brahmaji says that Tattenu kampam susamikshmano bunjana yevatma kritam vipakam hridvag vapurbir vidadan namaste jivetayo mukti padesa dayabak. Brahma says that one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the Atma Kritam Vipakam, reactions of one's own misdeeds. Hrid Vag Vapurbir Vidadan Namaste, offering obeisances to you with one's body, mind, and words. Such a person, Mukti Padesa Dayabha, he becomes eligible for liberation. It has become his right. Going back to Godhead has become his rightful claims. So there are many examples in the Bhagavatam. One of the famous examples is Parishit Maharaj. Tasyaiva megasya paravaresho vyasakta chittasya griheshva bhikshnam nirveda mulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakto bhayamashu datte. So Parishit Maharaj says that the Supreme Lord, the controller of both the Paravaresho, transcendental and the material world, and in the form of this Dvija Shapa Rupa, Bhagavan himself has come in the form of this curse. And because Vyasakta Chittasya Griheshva Bhikshnam, because I am too much attached to family life, in order to save me, Bhagavan has appeared before me in the form of this curse. So that at least out of fear, I will detach myself from this world. Parishit Maharaj exhibited such a faith. So one is the faith during difficulties, personal difficulties. Another is putting faith in the Bhagavan, putting faith in the associate of Bhagavan like Nityananda Prabhu or great devotees, even when we see certain apparent whimsical behavior, that is also a challenging time. Actually shake our faith. When somebody is always following the path of dharma, that time to put faith in such a person is not so difficult. But to put faith in a person who performs certain whims, that time the faith can get shaken. But still, to put faith, that is a challenge. The example we can see in the gopis itself, in the 10th canto, Krishna stealing the garments of the gopis. So it's a very profound chapter. Krishna told the gopis that you committed an offense to the Yamuna by flow. You have to perform prayashchitta. Krishna stole their clothes and he said you have to perform prayashchitta by holding your hands up and then coming to me and then come and collect the clothes. So Krishna acted apparently in a very whimsical manner as a lampata. Lampata means somebody who is very much attracted to women, like that. So in that there's a beautiful shloka in that chapter. It comes, Dridam pralabdhas trapaya cha hapita prasto bita kridanavaccha karita vastrani chaiva pakritanyatapyamum tanabhyasuyan priya sanga nirvrita. Dridam pralabdha, although the gopis had been thoroughly cheated, Dridam pralabdha. Trapayacha hapita, although they were deprived of their modesty. Trapayacha hapita. Prastobita, although they were laughed at, ridiculed. Kridanavat, they were made to act like a toy dolls. And vastrani chaiva apakritani, although their clothing had been stolen. But still, ta na abhyasuyan priya sanga nirvrita. Still, they did not feel at all inimical towards Sri Krishna. Rather, they were simply joyful to have this opportunity to associate with their beloved, priya sanga nirvrita. This is a very profound exhibition of faith by the gopis. And this faith of the gopis, that was only revealed by Mahaprabhu in the last verse of Shikshashtakam. Ashlishya va pada ratam pinashtumam adarshanan marmahatam karotu va yata tata va vidadatu lampato matprana natastu sayeva naparaha. Krishna may embrace me. Krishna, who is a lampata, who is a lover of many women. Aslishya, he may embrace me, this fully surrendered maid servant. He may embrace me, or padaratam pinashtuma, or he may trample me with his feet, or he may exploit me. Adarshanan marmahatam karotuva, or for a long time he may not even show his darshan to me. He may render me broken hearted by not showing his darshan to me. But still, he is nothing less than the absolute Lord of my heart. Mat prana natastu sa eva na aparaha. Still, I consider him only as the Lord of my heart. This is the highest exhibition of faith exhibited by Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami also speaks a similar verse. Virachaya mai dandam dinabandho dayamba gatirihana bhavatta kachidanya mamasti nipatatu shatakotir nirmalam va navambas tadapi kila payoda stuyate chatakena. O Dinabandho, O Lord of the poor, Virachaya Mayidandam. Do whatever you like with me. You may give me mercy or you may give me punishment. Gatir ihana bhavatta kachit. But in this world, I have none to look to except your lordship. Anya mama asti. Kachit anya mama asti. Just like the Chataka bird always prays for the cloud, regardless of whether the cloud showers rain or whether it throws a thunderbolt. Chataka bird only prays for the cloud. Similarly, whether you give me punishment or whether you give me mercy, I actually consider only you as my Lord, nobody else. And this is another faith exhibited, this similar faith exhibited by Rupa Goswami. Another example of faith exhibited is Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj says that Pumsam Shlagyatamam Manye Dandam Arhattam Arpitam Yamna Mata Pita Brata Sugrudas Chadishantihi. Although the father, mother, brother, or a friend, or the god, any guardians in this world may sometimes punish one as a well-wisher, but they never punish their subordinate like this, the way you have punished me. But because you are the most worshipable Lord, I regard the punishment you have given me as the most exalted. Krishna Chakotipat says that Bali Maharaj is saying that the punishment given by you, I consider that to be the most exalted than the so-called benediction given by the well-wishers of this world. The punishment given by you is much superior. I consider that to be the most exalted than the benedictions of the so-called well-wishers of this world. So Bali Maharaj is exhibiting his great faith. Madhavendra Puri speaks a verse. Another time is that our faith is actually shaken. In the case of Bali Maharaj was punished in front of everyone after he performed Atma Nivedana. Madhavendra Puri, he is exhibiting his faith even when one is criticized by others. Sometimes when a person is practicing Krishna Bhakti, one may be criticized by so many different sections of the society. Mugdam mam nigadantu niti nipuna. Niti nipuna, the sharp moralist, may accuse me of being illusioned. Brantam muhur vaidika. The experts in Vedic activities may slander me as being misled. Mandam bandava sanchaya jadadiyam. The friends and relatives may call me as a manda, frustrated, or jadadiya. Muktadara sodara. My brothers may call me as a fool. Unmattam danino viveka chatura. The wealthy Mammonites may point me out as mad. Kamam mahadambikam. And the learned philosophers may assert that I am too proud. Moktum nakshamate managapi. Still my mind does not budge an inch from the determination to serve the lotus feet of Govinda, although I am unable to do it. So this is another profound exhibition of faith spoken by Madhavendra Puri. Gaur Govind Maharaj says that whatever is spoken in the shloka, it actually happened in the life of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was severely tested and he passed the test and he gained the strength to tolerate it. So, but in the case of other devotees, Krishna will never test a person beyond one's capacity. Krishna will also give the strength to face the test. Another example of profound faith is Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj, when he was asked by Bhagavan, please ask a benediction. I want to give some benediction to you. Prithu Maharaj offers prayers, and in his concluding prayer, he says that Twan mayayadda janayisha kandito yadanyadashasta ritatmano buddha yatacharet balahitam pita swayam tatatvam evar hasina samihitu. So Prathu Maharaj says that because of the illusory energy, living entities in this world, they forget the real constitutional position. And then because of ignorance, they always desire different material benedictions from you. But don't ask me to ask such material benedictions from you. Just as a father, without even waiting for the son's demand, does whatever is best for the son. Similarly, bestow upon me whatever you think which is best for me. This is how Prithu Maharaj is exhibiting his faith in Bhagavan. Another example of the faith exhibited by the Pandavas, Narada Muni is revealing the faith of the Pandavas to Krishna. Narada Muni visits the Pandavas in the forest, and then Narada Muni comes and tells Krishna, being amazed by the faith of the Pandavas and Krishna. And Narada Muni says that, Bhavat Udayata Ishware Suhrudi Hanta Rajya Chutir Mukunda Vasatir Vane Paragrhecha Dasya Kriya Iyam Sputam Amangala Bhavatu Pandavanam Gatihi Parantu Vavrude Twayi Dvigunam Eva Sakyamrutam. Narada says that, O Mukunda, although you, the Supreme Lord, have appeared as a Suhrud, as a friend of the Pandavas, but still the Pandavas met with so many calamities. They felt with so many calamities, such as Rajya Chuti, losing the kingdom, and Vane Vasati, living in the forest, Paragrhecha Dasya Kriya, working as an ordinary laborer or as a servant in somebody else's house. Despite all this, their sweet friendship for you has doubled in spite of this. Parantu Vavrude Twayi Dvigunam Eva Sakyamrutam. So, this is a very beautiful point. How is it that although Krishna did not reciprocate with the Pandavas, Pandavas lost the kingdom. It's not that Krishna did a miracle and gave their kingdom back. Pandavas had to live in the forest. It is not that Krishna did some miracle and brought them back to this thing. They had to go through the whole 14 years. And they had to live as an ordinary servant for 1 year during that Ajnatavas. Krishna did not perform any miracle in the Pandavas. But still the Pandavas' faith in Krishna doubled. What is the reason? So Jiva Goswami says that their love for you was not produced by your helping them, but by experiencing unequaled in anyone else. Their appreciation of your qualities destroyed their experience of suffering and increased their prema for you. Although he was not visible during these calamities, Pandavas could directly experience those qualities. So therefore, their faith in Krishna doubled in spite of Krishna's non-reciprocation. So this is all these are many examples of faith. Sharing an example, I was a few weeks back. I met some devotee. The devotee was mentioning about another instance. So one devotee from good wealthy family, that devotee got a cancer in a young age, and they have children, or just school going children. And Mataji is also just in 30s actually. And the husband got a terminal cancer. The best treatment was given, best hospital, best medical facility was given. And the Mataji also, the devotee, did so much of prayers. She would get up sometimes early in the morning, 3 o'clock, and chant many rounds and different prayers from the Bhagavatam. Many things she did. And she was young lady also. She had a very beautiful hair, and she even shaved her hair by going to some Tirupati or something like that, just so that her husband can be saved. So she did so much of actually sacrifice, so much of prayers, but some of the devotee died because of the terminal cancer. And then later, she also somehow kept a distance from bhakti, though she associates with the devotees, but the intensity which was there in bhakti, that was actually lost, and then she has become lax in bhakti, like that the devotee was sharing. So, there was such intense bhakti that husband can be saved, and then the husband died, and then the bhakti has become slackened. So then I was sharing to this one. Yeah, we have to depend on Krishna in all circumstances, but sometimes in our dependence on Krishna, inherently we expect miracles in our life. When we have a strong expectation of miracles, and even in the life of the Pandavas, Krishna did not perform miracles, only very few times, like saving Draupadi. But otherwise, there are hardly any miracles. So when we have without our knowledge, when we have expectation of miracles, and that when that miracle does not happen, then our intensity of bhakti which was there, and that becomes completely slackened. We actually, because our faith was dependent on some miracle happening in our life. When that expectation is not fulfilled, then our faith actually collapses. So therefore, our faith should not be dependent on the miracle happening in our life. So that kind of faith is the pure faith that is exhibited by the Pandavas. So here we see Srivas Thakur is exhibiting such a great faith. So maybe one more example. Another in the Bhagavatam we see another example where a person loses the faith in the Bhagavan when during difficulties. This is the example of Kritadyuti in the 6th canto of the Bhagavatam. When the child died, being poisoned by the other co-wives, at that time Kritadyuti says that Aho vidatas tvam ativa balisho yastvatma srisht apratirupam ihase parenu jivat aparasya yamritir viparyayaschet tvam asid dhruva paraha. She says that Aho vidata, O creator, tvam ativa balishu, you are actually certainly are extremely inexperienced in creation. Why? Parenu jivati aparasya yamritir. Because during the lifetime of a father, you have caused the death of the son. In this way, Atma Srishti Aprati Rupam Ihase. In this way, you have acted in opposition to your laws of creation. And Viparyayas Tvam Asi Dhruva Paraha. If you are determined to contradict these laws, Paraha, you are certainly my enemy. I consider you as my enemy. You are certainly Dhruva Paraha. And then, so Bhagavan may says that there is no rule that son should not die while the father lives. Birth and death happen by the according to one's karma. There is no rule that the son cannot die when the father is alive. Nahi kramasched iha mrityu janmanoho sharirinam astu tadatma karma bihi यह स्नेह पाशो निज सर्ग विरदये स्वयं कृतस्ते तमिमं विवृश्चसि. There is no rule that a son should not die when the father lives. Everything happens according to its karma. Bhagavan may say like that. In response, Kritadyuti says that, but then you have created these bonds of affection, sneha pasha. For what purpose? Nija sarga vriddhaye. For increasing your creation, you have created the bonds of affection. And swayam kritaste tam imam vivrishchasi. And then you have only cut those bonds and caused undue suffering. You have caused undue suffering. So therefore, it is a whimsical behavior. You are not, you are inexperienced creator. In this way, the Kritadyuti is putting the blame on the Lord. So here we see Srivas Thakur is exhibiting such great faith. One example, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in which a person's faith got disturbed by seeing the apparent whimsical behavior of Nityananda Prabhu, is Shrikanta Sen. When Nityananda Prabhu kicked at Shivananda Sen, when Nityananda Prabhu cursed the children of Shivananda Sen to die, that time Shrikanta Sen, he actually got puzzled by this behavior of Nityananda Prabhu, and then he left the Yatra party. He went ahead, and then he came on his own to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a disturbed state of mind. When he offered obeisance to Mahaprabhu, he did not remove his upper cloth. Usually, traditionally, when you go to meet a great person, even now the tradition is there, many places in South India, or many pujaris, they don't have the upper cloth. Many people who go to the temple, the men should remove the upper cloth. So, but this Shrikanta Sen, he did not actually remove the upper cloth, and he offered obeisances without removing the upper cloth. So Govinda immediately corrected. How can you offer obeisances without removing the upper cloth? So Mahaprabhu, so Shrikanta Sen got disturbed by seeing the apparent whimsical behavior of Nityananda Prabhu. So the faith, our faith is tested when there is personal difficulties in our life, or when there is a criticism by others, or when we see apparent whimsical behavior in the personalities, the superiors. Our faith is tested, the loss of near and dear ones, like that. So here Srivas Thakur's example is such a great exhibition of faith in Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so happy, and therefore he is blessing Nityananda, the Srivas Thakur. So with this, I'll stop here. Anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, very nice examples you gave for this faith. So starting from material and even spiritual examples also. So materially, you took the example of the girl who committed suicide just for one simple thing, and also at last you gave this Mataji's example, who tried so hard, but it's only for their desire when we try, as you said, that when we don't get anything, means when we are not satisfied of what we thought, what we pray for the Lord, then our faith goes down. So certainly that will be happening since we are in this moment, we may know, and I'm talking about myself, like so I'm trying to cultivate to not to distract the faith which I have started to put on the Lord. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Very nice examples. Hari Bol. Preeti Vilasini Mataji, please go ahead.
Hari Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. This was such a nice, very, very, very nice class. I really enjoyed the entire class. So many. It is the foundation. Faith is the foundation of Krishna consciousness. Our entire practices, and this is such a class that I would save and preserve to hear whenever I feel that my faith is a little unshaky. Prabhu, I did have some reflections and questions. So when we say faith, we see that for many devotees, faith sometimes is very strong, sometimes it weakens, sometimes the faith is lost, and then we see these drastic changes in people. But what really is the foundation of this faith? Is it love of Krishna that really is the foundation of this faith? Because can we conclude that as the love for the Lord increases, your faith also increases? What really decides this for every human being? I don't know if I'm making my question clear. But since we see that it's not like the same for everybody, right? It keeps changing. Then what is it that is the decision factor? Is it the intensity of love? Or what really determines this?
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. I think it's a very relevant question. What is the foundational factor for deciding our faith? Initially, I think the way I look at it is that at least we have there is a progression. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Bhagavad Gita gives the foundational topics: Jivatma, Paramatma, Kala, Karma, and Prakriti. So these topics are important. So as I mentioned, the faith means faith in the words of the Shastra. Shraddha hi Shastrartha Vishwasa. So the Siddhanta of these 5 topics should be properly understood, the topics of the Bhagavad Gita. And then as we progress, Gita is also understood through the characters of the Bhagavatam. And then when we come to the Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavatam, we see the consciousness of the pure devotees and consciousness of Krishna, the most highly evolved stages of the consciousness exhibited by the devotees. So initiation of the Siddhanta of these 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita. These 5 topics, they naturally bring out the need to practice Bhakti Yoga. And then when we gradually, when we keep hearing regularly, and when we perform our sadhana bhakti carefully, and also try to, because oftentimes, sometimes there are certain difficulties in one's own personal life, but we may think that we may become consumed by that individual problem. So it is also important to keep interacting with others and help others. When we keep interacting with others, that time we come to know that the others' problems are even more higher than our problems. So all these things actually help in the development of the faith. Our understanding of the Siddhanta, Bhagavad Gita, and then Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, and performing the sadhana, and also trying to help others, interacting with others, and that all these things help us in developing our faith.
Actually, that's true. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because actually, faith begins with faith in scriptures. That's what I understand. Because if we have faith in the words of Krishna, if we have faith in Shastra, then automatically the faith will extend to faith in God. So it's not really love that is the foundation, because love comes much later, after the faith is strengthened, I believe. Oh God. Yeah, very nice, Prabhu. Actually, very nice analysis, and it was very helpful for me too. It comes down to whether you really have faith in the process, in what the scriptures are saying, and you've seen the lives of people around you, and haven't you realized it yet? Like you explained, very nice. I did have another question was about the Shrikant Singh. Isn't it natural, Prabhu? Shivanand Singh he had so much love and affection, trust and faith in a close associate of his, who's probably treading along with him in this path of bhakti, whom he's seeing as an example in devotion. And if somebody, even if it, I mean, I'm just asking because he might not really know the true identity of Nityananda Prabhu, but if Nityananda Prabhu has, let's say, okay, Shivananda Singh getting a feeling that, oh, Nityananda Prabhu did this to me is wrong because being a devotee, he should understand Nityananda Prabhu's identity and his activities cannot be questionable. But looking at this from a perspective of Shrikant Singh, it is a close friend or relative or whatever. So for him to protect a devotee, isn't that a natural feeling that one may get? Any comments on that, Prabhu?
It's a natural feeling. Yes.
Yeah. How
It
did
is a
Chaitanya
natural
Mahaprabhu
thing,
perceive?
definitely.
Yeah.
That is a very valid point. That it's a natural feeling, and Shivananda Singh has not done any mistake, and Nityananda Prabhu kicking at him, Shrikanta Singh getting disturbed. So that is why he decided that Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Nahi Vigneha Bhujai, especially a Vaishnava who is in the stage of prema for Krishna. One cannot. So what for a common person or for a beginner devotee like that, how we can actually deal with such a situation is that give some benefit of doubt and then inquire from the right person. Yeah, naturally we may get disturbed, it may be puzzling, but instead of immediately coming to a conclusion, give some benefit of doubt and then inquire from the right person. So even in our ordinary dealings also, many times we give a benefit of doubt.
Right.
Even suppose in a cricket match also, suppose when a particular decision is doubtful for the umpire, then he asks the third umpire. So there is and sometimes even after that there is a benefit developed. The benefit of doubt is given to the batsman, like there was a principle. So similarly, that sometimes even if you don't immediately get the convincing answer, we may still give the benefit of doubt to the person based on other factors, based on the maybe his other activities, exalted position, and we may there's nothing wrong in asking a question, but we need to ask the question in the right way by following the Vaishnava etiquette and Vaishnava culture. So definitely Krishna consciousness and Sanatana Dharma does not enforce, so one has to accept everything blindly, but it should be in the proper mood.
Now, when he didn't take off his uttri or the top cloth and he paid his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tell him? I mean, I'm just curious to know this.
Mahaprabhu, no, Mahaprabhu just told Govinda, that is what I think there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that don't tell anything to him because in a disturbed state of mind. So Shrikanta Sen got a faith that Mahaprabhu understands my heart. He's a Sarvagya.
Yeah.
So there are different places in Chaitanya Charitamrita where Mahaprabhu exhibits as a Sarvagya. One of the name of Mahaprabhu is called a Sarvagya Shiromani in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So only that much is mentioned. What exactly he told Shrikanta Sen, I think that is not there in Chaitanya.
It's interesting because every devotee thinks Krishna knows my heart, right? Yeah. But what really is right and wrong in Krishna's point of view is very difficult to fathom. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Prabhu. It was interesting to hear these stories and also deepen our own faith that we might have lost in the process, through many years. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice questions and very nice replies also, Prabhuji. So just we should have faith, as Mataji concluded that when years pass by, the faith should not go down. So that's how we need to practice. Nityananda Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Such an amazing class, Prabhuji. Everything was coming practical application, as you rightly gave some examples that one devotee family where you mentioned that the husband devotee realized after his wife suicide. Yeah, this is something actually the question of trust and faith, Prabhuji. Sometimes superficially we act from external point of view, but actually we don't behave internally. And this is most of the time it happens with me also. So what you rightly told is the trust and faith matters, then the external behavior. So how this can be imbibed out and improved upon, Prabhuji? That is my question.
Yeah, it is all of us actually we keep making mistakes. I also keep making mistakes. Few days back, I also spoke something harshly with somebody, and then later I felt so bad. So we have to. It's a one thing is that regular hearing, at least regular hearing, keeps us grounded, keeping in touch with the right sound vibration that helps us to come back to the right track, even if we make some mistakes. Therefore, that Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, this is always emphasized. And now it should not simply stop with the hearing. You should proceed to contemplating and then practicing. Generally, there is a very famous shloka which talks about how to learn a subject matter thoroughly. So, Acharyat Padam Adatte Padam Saha. So, we learn 1/4 by hearing from the Guru, Acharyat Padam Adatte. And then Padam Swamedaya. And 1/4 we learn by our own contemplation. That means we try to revise that, or we try to contemplate on that by our own effort, by our own intelligence. We learn another 1/4, and then another 1/4 we learn Padam Sa Brahmacharibhya by discussing with the other students, say with the other devotees. Interacting with others. And then Padam Kala Kramenacha. And then we learn the another last 1/4 in due course of time by applying that knowledge in the practical life. And then last 1/4 we learn in due course. So this is the program given for the basically learning any knowledge. So therefore, of course, although we emphasize Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, hearing, but sometime one teacher was attending some Sanskrit Vyakaran. Even if a Brihaspati becomes your teacher, still you will learn only 1/4. If you don't actually do the other parts, discussing with other students or putting your own effort to revise the subject matter. So even if the best teacher Brihaspati becomes, still you have to do the other thing. So therefore, in our life, we try to see that after hearing, we do some mananam, contemplation, and then we also discuss with other devotees, and then try how we can practice in our life. In that way, we become mature in due course of time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So I don't find any more hand raised, Prabhu. And in the chat, let me see.
Okay.
Okay, chat. Everyone is saying that the class was very amazing and very beautiful class. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your valuable time and association. So no more hand raises there. Can we end the call here, Prabhu, with your permission?
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Shri Radhika Vallabh Prabhu, for coming on the call and giving us your valuable time and association this mid-morning and giving such a nice explanation on faith from the pages of Caitanya Bhagavata, and very nice Q&A session also. And we want your association in future also to come again and give such a wonderful class. So devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpadripasya the Koti Vaishnav. His Grace Radhika Vallabh Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.